Where will they go, and will anyone play their music? That's the dilemma facing many new West Coast bands which play alternative music. It's always been a battle for them to be heard because there are a few outlets for their brand of entertainment, and the field just got slimmer. Coast 1040, an AM radio station which recently lost a bid to Go FM, is changing its format. It says it can't survive on the AM dial, and that is bad news for non-traditional musicians and their fans. 1040.
Bands like Shine burst on the scene about the same time as a Vancouver radio station took a risk and played music that didn't fit in with regular formula sounds.
We've had 2 or 3 songs played on Coast a lot, and we've benefited from them. But unfortunately, there's a lot of groups now who are basically just got their stuff to them and are looking to get that initial airplay. So unfortunately, these are the bands that are going to lose out.
I don't think really bureaucracy is reacting well to the needs of young people, and this is sort of another sort of blow. And the fact that young people, believe it or not, want to listen to FM radio and would have loved to have had Coast on FM and would have supported it. But, you know, in terms of an AM entity, AM radio is dying, and fortunately Coast is one of the casualties.
Coast 1040, modern rock radio for Vancouver with Intermix from their first CD.
Shine is a product of this station's non-traditional music policy, a format that won't be around in a couple of months. Coast AM is going under. One thought is the new owners will trade alternative music for talk. That leaves the DJs, new Canadian talent, and their fans out in the cold.
We brought forward over 100 new Vancouver groups in the last 2 years who had never had radio exposure before. All of them have records and cassettes and CDs available to buy. All of them are good, and we have brought attention to that.
Local bands such as Pure, Skinny Puppy, and Frontline Assembly have carved out a future for themselves thanks in part to Coast AM, which played their songs first.
Well, I don't like to be a prophet of doom, and I don't like to suggest that everything that we did was everything. There are many ways to make music happen. Radio happens to be one of the best. If we're not here, the radio won't be playing that music. Therefore, it won't get exposed. Therefore, people won't hear it. Therefore, people won't buy it. So economics enter into this picture in a big way.
And groups won't make it.
And if there's no money coming in, they can't afford to make more records.
The non-stereo sounds of AM radio. Longtime top 40 rocker CKLG is switching to talk, and CHQM AM has been for sale for a couple of years, but so far a buyer hasn't taken over. It's this kind of economic reality that's caught up with Coast.
I'm a little disheartened with the radio industry right now, to be honest.
From its makeshift studio in a Vancouver garage, Shine now has a following, is even planning a cross-Canada tour. But without Coast to play new alternative music, will other startup bands get the same chance?
Jason, if you're spinning the last record on Coast, what would it be and why would you play it?
Well, I have a feeling that I want to go out with a whimper. I think we'd rather go out with a bang and at the same time be a little pretentious in the thought that we knew we were doing something that no one else was doing. So it would be something like I Am the Greatest by A House, and we'd all be happy with that.
Whatever happened to good music? You know, in the days when you could feel it, it was almost sexual, sending shivers up your spine. This, I believe, is because songwriters were not restricted by the small music dictatorship which now exists. Let's hope the future holds something better than the present, and let's leave the past alone.